Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Dan Ramey is on assignment today. He was down in Pike County. We've been videoing the Western commencement exercises over the last several years, and Dan was down there for rehearsal this morning in preparation for their graduation ceremonies coming up later this week. So that's where he is. I'm here today, and we're just a week from Memorial Day. As hard as that is to think about, that we've advanced that far into the year. But Memorial Day is, as we said, a week from today. On that note, you might remember that we had a little story, I think it was last week, early in the week, where we were talking about the Ross County Veterans Council was looking for individuals who would be willing to help place flags on veterans' tombstones. I'm sure they're probably still out and about getting that work done, so give them a call down there and they can probably give you some more information on how to go about that, as well as even possibly some of your local American Legion posts, VFW posts. They may have more information about that as well. Here's what the weather looks like. A fantastic next few days ahead. After some rain in the overnight hours Saturday morning. We're looking for sunshine today and a high of 78, and tomorrow a high of 80. The rain that we had on late Friday night, early Saturday morning did play a little bit of havoc with some of the tournament games, which we'll tell you about here in just a moment. But before we get into our topics for today, let's talk about some of our great sponsors. And among them, Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 253-8389. I've been noticing going around Frankfort, they had large item pickups. That's something that a lot of villages will offer. But out in the rural areas, you don't have that service generally. So you need a dumpster. If you'd like to take one of those dumpsters for a day or a few days, give Mr. Gerhardt a call at 253-8389 for a quote. They'll be happy to set you up with what you need at Scioto Valley Dumpsters. We've got a lot to tell you about. Stay with us for this Monday edition of Litter Media Live.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
When ensuring what's important to you, Andy Tomlinson and his associates are there when you need them the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit TomlinsonINS.com to learn more.
You know, news happens over the weekend, and a lot of what we're talking about today did happen late Friday into Saturday and Sunday. So even though this particular program only airs Monday through Friday, check our website out for the latest of what's coming out even on the weekends. And this is one of the projects that Dan was working on over the weekend, the Feast of the Flowering Moon, which celebrates its 40th anniversary when it opens for Memorial Day weekend. A soft opening will be at noon Friday, then at 5 o'clock is when they kick off the festival for the weekend. Now, over Saturday, Dan was emceeing the pageant, the festival pageant, but they won't announce the winner of the pageant until Friday night. Now, the young ladies that you see here, and by the way, you can find this on our website story. This year's contestants are Emma Massey of Pickaway Ross Career and Technology Center. Her home school is Unioto. Carly Lake of Chillicothe High School. Ava Lowry of Huntington. Leah Parker of Waverly High School. And Sydney Bush of Unioto. Again, the results of Saturday's pageant will be announced at 7 p.m. this Friday night at the main stage at Paint and 2nd Street in downtown Chillicothe. Another big press release came out early Saturday. Oklo Incorporated and the Southern Ohio Diversification Initiative, better known to all of us here in Southern Ohio as SODI, have signed an agreement to deploy 2 commercial Oklo power plants at Piketon. Oklo's commercial power plants will provide up to 30 megawatts of clean electric power and over 50 megawatts of clean heating, with opportunities to expand. The plants will also support job creation in the area, furthering SODI's mission to improve the quality of life for the southern Ohio community through both economic diversification and the advancement of clean energy solutions. SODI is one of the leading partners for the Site Reuse Deployment Guidance for Advanced Reactors project at what used to be known as the Portsmouth Gaseous Diffusion Plant in Piketon. Read more about it on our website, story@littermedia.com. Also, just out this morning, tickets for the Roscoe Music Fest, presented by Ross County Senior Fair Board, go on sale this Friday, May the 26th at noon. They still have 3 more acts to announce, including the Saturday night headliner. Campsites are limited. Now, this event will be in September. They've been kind of announcing the headline acts piecemeal, and as we just told you, there's a few more that they need to announce here over the next week or so. But the announcement about ticket sales, that comes out this morning. And there's their logo, by the way. They just came out with that as well. But those tickets will go on sale this Friday. LitterMedia.com was telling you about this. Friday afternoon, State Route 104 is closed south of Loy's Run Road due to an issue with a culvert that has impacted the roadway. ODOT is assessing the location, and plans for a repair are being developed, and the closure could last several weeks. So there's a map provided to us by Ohio Department of Transportation's OGO, which you can find online for all traffic conditions in the area. But that location down in Pike County is closed, so look for detour routes in that area. Speaking of Pike County, one of our stories at littermedia.com here probably, I don't know, maybe a month ago, we were talking about the Pike Heritage Museum had to close. Now, they're doing a renovation project, but they were scheduled to keep it open during the renovation. But then they discovered they literally had bats in the belfry. And due to safety concerns, they had to close that off to the public to make sure that they were safe. Well, over the weekend, Pike Heritage Museum announced that the museum is now open for the weekends. Fridays between 5 and 8 p.m. and Saturdays 1 to 4 p.m. By the way, the museum is free to the public. State of Ohio has announced the launch of a new program aimed at protecting Ohioans in all 88 counties from exposure to toxic lead. Many of us, have heard many stories over the years about lead paint, which was very common, over the past century or so. Well, they discovered, this is not good for your health, especially when little kids see paint peeling and put that in their mouth. So the new Lead Safe Ohio program will invest $150 million towards state and local efforts to prevent lead poisoning and remediate lead contamination. Now, another road report, which we usually do at this time of the show. This is in Fairfield County. State Route 37 slope repair project includes repair by installing drilled shaft walls on State Route 37 along Rush Creek, just west of the Fairfield-Perry County line. Estimated project completion will be this July. And again, if you'd like to get more information about any road condition in our area, it's easy to find on our website at littermedia.com. And, we were showing you a picture of our website here just a little bit earlier. And if you go to the location, see the little nav bars at the top, just right under the horizon and the Litter Media logo? Those are called navigation. That's a navigation bar, and look for road reports. And just what I read to you here a moment ago, you can find all of that information when you need it. Let's say you're going to be taking a weekend trip, or maybe even during the week, and you're wanting to know if a particular road is impacted by any kind of construction work. Again, you can find all of that right there at littermedia.com. Sports coming up right after this. Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor for 4 decades, letting you know that if you have an issue with your furnace, your air conditioning, or your plumbing, give them a call at Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Budweiser beer, the king is second to none.
Who drinks Budweiser? You know the type. The people who grind. Those who don't back down. And the ones who don't quit. They say all people are 6 degrees of separation away from each other. But some are just a 6-pack away. The people who share the same spirit, share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
This is Big Chillicothe. Horizon's 100% fiber internet service is coming to your area. Call 740-772-8331 or visit horizonconnects.com/Chillicothe to sign up today.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
Well, we jump into sports, and a busy weekend it was in the world of sports, and we start you out on the track. District track meets for Divisions 1, 2, and 3 in our area. And right here, the Zane Trace Pioneers boys track team was a co-champion in Division II with Minford. So they were the only close-by school to where we're located here at Litter Media to win an actual championship. Again, this came down to the last race of the meet in the 4x400 relay. Minford had 80 points, Zane Trace 72. Zane Trace placed second in that relay. Minford did not score any points in that by finishing ninth, so that allowed Brian Alley, Coach Brian Alley, and his Pioneers to share that district championship. By the way, that meet was held over at Washington Courthouse. McLean girls won the girls' title, just edging out Circleville. In Division III, Rock Hill boys and Coal Grove girls won team titles on Friday night with Adena girls as the runner-up. Chillicothe boys and girls teams placed inside the top 10 squads in the Division I district track and field meet at Hilliard Derby. The Cavs placed 9th. The Lady Cavs were 8th. Tays Valley girls were 11th, and their Vikings were 13th. Lancaster boys track and field team had a runner-up finish at the Division I meet. Now, turning over to the Ball Diamonds. What was scheduled to be a triple header of Division III District Championship softball on Saturday at Unioto, that got washed out. So they moved 2 of the 3 games to yesterday. Defending state champion Wheelersburg, as you see, beat Wellston 9-6 for their 3rd district title, trying to defend that state championship, move on to the regionals. Portsmouth West blanked Ironton 2-0. Now, the Adena and South Webster softball district final, which was scheduled for yesterday, both of those schools had graduation on Sunday. So that game has been moved to today at Unioto High School at 4 p.m. District semifinals for baseball got started at Saturday since it was at VA Memorial Stadium with their all-weather surface. The rain didn't bother them. White Oak edged out Southern on a walk-off base hit in the bottom of the 7th, 2-1. Ironton St. Joe run-ruled Notre Dame 14-4. As you see there, 4 got clipped out on our screenshot of the Twitter, but it was on the Twitter. That went 6 innings. Leesburg Fairfield beat Waterford 9-4, and South Webster over Eastern Meg 6-2. Those 4 winners now move on to the D4 district final, which is actually today at VA Memorial Stadium. Now to the big leagues. The Reds were right there in just about each of the 3 games with the Yankees. at Great American Ballpark Friday through yesterday, but they lost each one, dropping that decision yesterday to the Pinstripes. The Guardians, they lost to the New York Mets yesterday to wrap up that series 2-1. And if you were watching some golf, Brooks Koepka has returned to the top of the PGA Championship, winning yesterday in that. Thanks to the Associated Press for that word on how that all came out yesterday. That is a look at sports. When we come back, we'll wrap up with our This Date in History. And today, we're taking you to the year 1843 in a topic that might have, well, resembled what Horace Greeley once said. All that coming up on Litter Media Live.
Hi, I'm Dave Pinkerton with Advanced Services Heating and Cooling, your local heating and cooling expert. If you want quality service, quality installation, give Advanced Services a call, 740-773-4499.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Whenever I first applied for the ArchWiz opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
Don't forget all of our area McDonald's locations, Chillicothe, Circleville, Waverly, and Greenfield. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
At Rathkamp Financial, we believe in building client relationships for the long term, guiding you through the stages of wealth with a plan and bringing you closer to reaching your financial dreams. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. So
we wrap things up on this Monday, May the 22nd, with our This Date in History, and we take you back to 1843. The first major wagon train to the Northwest departs from Elm Grove, Missouri on the Oregon Trail. The first overland immigrants to Oregon, intending primarily to farm, came in 1841, when a small band of 70 pioneers left Independence, Missouri on the day, though, what we're talking about in 1843. Some 1,000 men, women, and children climbed aboard their wagons and steered their horses west out of the small town of Elm Grove, Missouri. The train comprised more than 100 wagons with a herd of 5,000 oxen and cattle trailing behind. Remember Horace Greeley once saying, "Go west, young man." Well, they finally did it en masse on this date in 1843. That's a wrap on our program today. Dan Ramey has just informed me that a scheduled special edition of Litter Media Live for this afternoon at 1 o'clock, that's been postponed, so that hopefully will be made up at another time frame. Just quickly looking at my calendar, I think we have, yes, Teresa Reap will be in on a special edition tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. She'll be talking about Liberty Camp, which is held for youth in the Chillicothe-Ross County area each summer to talk about the history of our great country. So Teresa Reap will be in for that program at 10 o'clock tomorrow. And then our Pickaway County Special Edition Wednesday morning at 10. We'll be talking with John Halley, a longtime friend of Dan and Mike's. John, along with Brad Morris, running a website called Sporting Pumpkin, which deals mostly with sports in the Pickaway County area. That'll be on our Pickaway County special edition at 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning. So until tomorrow morning at 11 or 10 with Teresa Reap and our regular program at 11, for Dan Ramey, this is Mike Smith for Litter Media Live. Have a great Monday, everybody.